Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. My name is Lucia and this is Lulu's Leaves. So today I'm going to be showing you guys my, I don't know how many plants there are, but some of my favorite plants for November. I did have a fun video for you guys planned. I was going to go big box store shopping and show you guys what we have here in Canada. I will say that some areas have better selection than others, but unfortunately my shops had literally nothing. They had maybe some orchids, but all of the same orchids that you would see at your grocery store everywhere. So it was really disappointing. I'm sorry that I wasn't able to make that video for you guys, but I'm hoping that this one will be just as fun for you. Before we do get started with this video though, if you're not already subscribed, please hit that button down below. And if you enjoy this video, you can also give it a huge thumbs up, as it really does help me out. But yeah, I'm not gonna ramble too much. I'm just gonna get straight into this video. It might be kind of a shorter one, but that's how it goes when things don't go as planned. All right guys, let's do it. So the first plant that I have really been loving this month is one that I've had for actually quite some time now. I got this plant from Plant Haven, Toronto, and I think I got it early summer. This one has grown so well, and I've actually cut this one back. You'll be able to see, it's pretty obvious that it's been cut back, but it's so resilient and I'm so happy with the new growth. So let me show you this plant that I'm talking about. Here we have my Philodendron Snowdrift. This is a really awesome hybrid. I don't know the exact parentage and I don't know if it's actually known, but this is kind of what more mature leaves look like on the snowdrifts. They get these kind of freckles that are darker, and they also have like a nice frosty green color. If they do get really dark green, it usually takes quite a bit of time. So this leaf has been like this for quite a while, but it probably started off as a light green or white color, just like these baby leaves down here. So these leaves here are actually all the new growth from this guy since it was chopped. There are some beautiful white leaves with some really nice speckling. This is probably going to be a very beautiful leaf, although it's going to be really small, but you'll see that nice pattern even once it's matured. It'll have some darker speckles, and then the rest of it will probably be about this color here. But there's a leaf unfurling there. They are getting bigger slowly. This leaf is totally out of place right now, but I'm not gonna cut it off because obviously it's beautiful. But yeah, I've just really been enjoying this plant because of all of its new growth. This has all happened relatively recently, so I've been able to enjoy these really white leaves. Before I did cut it back, the plant was actually not producing as white of leaves. They were coming out more of a lime green. So it does make me feel a lot better about chopping it because now I'm getting these really cool snowdrift leaves. So yeah, that is the snowdrift. I will move on to the next plant. The next plant is one that I have been wanting to talk to you guys about for some time now, but I just haven't really brought it up. This is one that I'm always looking at when I'm over at my Hoya shelf. It is not a Hoya, but it's a relative of a Hoya. This guy here is my watermelon Deshiria, or the Deshiria ovata. This plant is so beautiful and it is sun stressing. You can see on some of these older leaves there, they are turning a pinky tone, which is really cute. I assume that that typically happens with these guys, but I've actually never seen one sun stressed in person. So it's really nice to have had that happen to my own plant. And yeah, the plants that are under those lights are doing so well. They are kind of an ugly whitey pinky color, so they're not pure white lights, but the plants are sun stressing so beautifully and they're doing really well and putting out so much new growth. So I'm definitely a fan of those lights. If I remember to, I might link them down below for you guys. But yeah, I think that's the reason why this guy is sun stressing so nicely. And it hasn't put out too much new growth for me lately, but it is still very beautiful as is. I can't wait until it's trailing down even more. And I love it in this cute little pot. Yeah, this one is from Secret Garden too. And she'll definitely have more in the future if you want to pick one up for yourself. So next up is another aroid. And this one probably isn't going to shock you because I've talked about it in other videos now. But this is my Aetherium Forgetting Eye. This plant had 3 leaves when I got it. They were all about this size here. So not a horrible size. They're pretty cute and compact. But then I put out this honker in my care that I'm so proud of. After this leaf came out, because it was so big and beautiful, I felt that I could chop off the other leaves here that were a little bit damaged. So it only has the 2 leaves now. I definitely have fallen in love with this guy again due to the fact that it put out this giant leaf. I cannot wait for the new growth. I think it's about to push out a new leaf soon here. So I'll definitely keep you guys updated on what size that leaf is because I'm very curious if this was kind of just a fluke or if it'll look a little bit more like this leaf here. I don't know. I'm very excited though to see that happen because it's just like, this is so incredible. And the veining has popped out even more in this leaf than it is in this leaf. So that's also a plus because I really do like that veining in the Forgetting Eye. Another plant that I've actually been enjoying lately is my Aetherium Clariinvium. This guy came to me with no roots. It was planted in soil and it was failing at life. And I was like, what am I doing wrong? I've had this plant before and it's very easy typically. So I pulled it out of the soil and sure enough, there were no roots. Yeah. So I took it out, cut off everything that was a little bit rotting. There wasn't actually root rot because there were no roots, but the stem itself was getting a little bit squishy. So I cut off everything that was unnecessary. I saw that there were some aerial roots that could have formed from the stem. So I cut off everywhere else that was unnecessary. And I put it into some sphagnum moss. That was not super successful. It didn't really do anything in the moss and it was getting droopy again. But then I decided to put it in my new prop box that has perlite in it. And it is finally growing some new roots, which is so exciting. I'm very proud of this plant and it's perked up so nicely again. So it's just been a pleasure to watch this guy come back and not be so sad because I just had to cut off all the other leaves. It had 5 beautiful leaves when I got it, but it was obvious within a few days that those were not going to last, which is really sad. But luckily I didn't spend way too much money on this guy, so it's okay. And I'm happy again because it's doing very well. So yeah, Clariinvium is definitely one that I have been loving this month. So next up here, we have an orchid that I've really been loving. You guys know I love a lot of my orchids, but this has been one that has creeped up on me a little bit. I don't know what it is. I think that maybe variegated plants are making a comeback in my eyes. I don't really love variegated plants. They're definitely not my favorite. I would pick many plants over a variegated Monstera. Sorry. That's just my personal opinion, but this guy here is just so cute and it's actually growing like crazy. I think that this guy has put out 2 new leaves since I got it. I didn't even know that these guys grew leaves very often. I thought that they were mostly just going to flower, but it has been growing, so that's pretty awesome, and it is nice to watch this guy grow. I'm hopeful that the roots are looking okay. I don't have a ton of experience with orchids. I'm definitely a beginner, hence why I haven't made a care video or anything like that. There's so many other people on YouTube that are so much better at caring for orchids than I am. So yeah, but I do think this guy is so beautiful. The leaves are just so beautiful and shiny. I'm fine to be patient for the flowers because the flowers of these guys aren't as spectacular as the leaves are. This one is a more common flower for sure. But yeah, this guy, its name is a Phalaenopsis Sogo Yenlin Coffee, by the way, because I forgot to say its name. But yeah, that is the orchid that I have been loving this month. Next up here, we have my beautiful Hoya Mathilde. I put this guy back into soil. It was in leca for a really long time. It was outgrowing the pot that it was in, and I didn't really have a setup in a bigger pot for leca. So I decided to put it back into soil, and all of a sudden, we have a peduncle. It's so tiny, but I'm really hoping that it sticks around. That would be so exciting. I actually don't really know what the flowers look like on this guy. I'm assuming that they are like a red color because the peduncle looks a little bit red, but I could be completely wrong. Anyways, this guy's always growing for me, which is exciting enough as it is. And it's definitely tripled or quadrupled in size since I got it a few months ago. And yeah, you can see there's new growth right there. But this plant honestly just has the cutest round leaves. I love both of its parents, the Carnosa and the Serpens. I think it's such a beautiful hybrid. So yeah, definitely been loving on this guy this month. I also have a Bella that's in bloom, but I think that it dropped one of the peduncles, or sorry, it's not in bloom, but it could be. It dropped one of the peduncles, and I think the other one might drop, which is pretty unfortunate, but at least I have a chance with this guy because I'm pretty sure these ones are easier to bloom. So we'll see. I'm hoping and praying. If this guy does bloom though, I will definitely be showing it on my Instagram, so check me out at Lulu's Leaves because that is where I will update you guys on the flowers. So next up is a plant that I just recently got. And it is one that I am so in love with. This here is my beautiful Christmas cactus. It's blooming like crazy right now, which is so exciting. I mean, I definitely bought it blooming, so this is not me at all, but it seems to be very happy. I love the light pinky white blooms on this plant, and it's just been giving me a lot of joy. I'll show you the flowers close up, but how can you not love that? That is just so beautiful. And I'm definitely a fan of the jungle cacti in general, so I wanted one that was trailing a little bit like this, and this one was only $5, I think, so it was definitely a steal. I feel very lucky to have it, so you should definitely go get yourself a Christmas cactus if you don't already have one, because these guys are very inexpensive typically. It's just really nice to have some flowers in your house around Christmas time. Sorry, this isn't a Christmas cactus though. This is a Thanksgiving cactus, so I'm wrong, but it's a holiday cactus nonetheless. And I love this pot that I got too. This is from Terra. They have a lot of cute pots. They don't have a lot that are over 6 inches though, so if you're looking for a larger pot, they really just have plain ones. But if you're looking for something 6 inches or below, you will definitely find something cool at Terra. And there are a few locations around the GTA. All right, I think it's time for the last plant. So the next plant here is one that I recently just got that you saw on my second last video. And I'm definitely not going to be getting it all in frame for you guys, but this is the Monstera Pinata partita. And it is so cool. I'm so grateful to have this guy. It is definitely a more uncommon plant, and I've seen a few of them around, but none quite this big, and I love it, I love it, I love it. I'm spilling soil all over myself, but sorry it's dark outside because it's Canada and it's 4 p.m. so Anyways, this is looking so incredible, and I have it sitting just back here behind me in the frame. But again, I love the fenestrations on this plant. I think they're more unique. They look a little bit like the Rhaphidophora decursiva in my opinion, but definitely it's obvious that it is a Monstera. It's funny though, I think every Rhaphidophora has a Monstera look-alike. The Hoya, people mistake it for the Dubaia all the time. I know it's not super similar, but they're both shingling plants. And then the decursiva kind of looks like this guy. The Tetrasperma looks like a Monstera. So yeah, this guy is definitely one of the coolest plants that I have in my collection so far, at least in my opinion. Let me know what you guys think of this beauty down in the comments. I am so excited. I looked on Pinterest and saw some really cool examples of larger plants, and they're so incredible. So I'm looking forward to keeping this guy for a really, really long time. And hopefully in like 10 years, it's going to be a giant sitting in the corner of a house of mine. So yeah, I'm really, really excited about this guy. My mom helped me buy it, so thanks, Mom. But yeah, that's it for my favorite plants of the month. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please give it a huge thumbs up down below. And if you don't want to miss out on any of my content, make sure to subscribe as well. There's some really fun stuff coming in December for you guys, so stay tuned. But that's gonna be all from me, guys. Thank you so, so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.